Do do do. Do 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 do. Ba-na-na, da-na-na. Da-na-na, da-na-na. Ba-na-na-na-na-na. Dun, 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 dun. Hi. Welcome to this evening. Yeah, I'm being weird. What of it? I'm a weird, I'm a wild and crazy guy. Wow, I look at my screen, it's like, oh, you're so nasty. There's, with all this studio lighting on, it's like, oh my gosh, I can see every fingerprint, every dust molecule, and I need to wipe this down more often. Oh, all these hiccups. Don't worry, I got 2 cups of water and a cup of coffee for myself, and yes, I am very much aware that it is past 7 p.m. on the Eastern, so yeah, it's gonna be quite a bit. it's gonna be quite a bit, but that's because I sat down before I even got here, and actually I was feeling like I was a bit tired, and it's like, oh my gosh, am I gonna fall asleep? Hey Lizzie, welcome. I'm just getting my button gear. Boom. Did that even work? No. Of course it did. Not at all like I wanted. Hey, how about that? Did that work? Actually, that's about to make me throw up, so I'm not going to use that video. I'm trying to set up something to throw onto Twitter, I guess. Say, hey, I'm live, and just be crazy about it, but I'm clearly going to make myself throw up if I keep doing it. Ooh, some Animal Crossing this evening? That sounds perfect. I know I've mentioned it before. I just feel Animal Crossing is very dangerous for me, and I try not to get myself mixed up in it, because I know it'll take up my life. There, how about we just use that? We'll just use that. I'll stop being fussy. Try not to. Going live. Nope, that's gopping live, and that's clearly not the word. I swear I'm not drunk. I really am not. Because I'm family friendly, so. Not that I become belligerent or anything if I do drink. I become overly critical, which is probably be perfect for this, since I've titled this Critical Artist. So why not, right? I'll be working the night away. Stop. Yeah. And I want to thank Hammer Time Work. Thank you for the follow. Happened while not live. What am I doing? There we go. See, I'm feeling lucky today. Boom. That's why I put on the shirt. It also was one of the clean ones, and I pulled it out of the hamper, so it worked. I have a clean hamper and a dirty hamper, so... Going to YumaCon. You know, I've never actually gone to YumaCon. Isn't that in November? I think it's usually like around my birthday. Which is why it's like, I should go there. That should be my birthday. But no, I don't have any plans to go to YumaCon. Matter of fact, the last time I looked it up was several months to even see if like, I wondered, do they have tables open right now? And when I saw that there weren't, I was like, darn, oh well. And I didn't think anything of it at that point. I was looking, can I go sell some stuff on there? Which reminds me. Where is it? I know it's supposed to be close by. Uh-oh. I might have to grab another one to keep it by. Oh, it's this weekend? Well, psh. Oh, that's right. It's Halloween weekend. I'm terrible. It's always close to my birthday because my birthday is the 9th of November. So I know that it's always coming up close. Kick it. Oh, it finally told me that I went live according to this on Facebook. So that's a good sign. Yes, I'm a Scorpio. I ain't gonna deny it. I'm a very passionate person. I'm an overthinker, Scorpio. I'm about to sneeze. My nose. I feel like I'm gonna cry because this just doesn't want to. Ah. Yeah, I'm getting teary. I'm getting bad. Oh, that was a horrible sneeze that never happened. But so your brother's a Scorpio as well, huh? He's an awesome person, by the way. I think me and my brother are both Scorpios. We're both born close enough. He's in October, I'm November. Ah, de Bull. A Taurus. Why can't I remember when that... Yeah, I know. Well, the sneeze did what it wanted to, is just wreak havoc on my nostrils and my whole tear ducts and make me feel like I'm gonna cry. It's so tragic when a sneeze never happens. Ah. I need to dust Gary. You can't quite see Gary because Gary's in green liquid, so it looks like it's pitch black. Yes, Gary. Didn't think about that one. I just wanted like, oh, I like the green one because it looks so cool. And then realizing that I have it on my desk and a green screen. Does that creep anyone out? Good, because it's Halloween. This is the kind I have dead things on my desk. And I love that. It's one of my favorite things I got. It was expensive. I mean, it's a what's it? It's a mini mini octopus that's in a substance to maintain and keep it from was it deteriorating very quickly? I think it's some alcohol-based thing. I really can't think of the term of what it is. It's like it's just right there on the edge. Yeah. I got my Minions cup. Oh. And then I got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Sadly, I love cold coffee, and this coffee is from when I didn't finish it. And that was hours ago. So like I said, I'm going to be working on animation. I plan on working until I probably collapse. No, not really. That'd be horrible. I don't want to do that, especially because if I did it live, then I believe it'd be quite awful for people to experience a grown man animating to his death, and we don't want that. So no, it's not that tragic. I'm just over exaggerating it. But I got most of the first portion of this done. So I've decided that for now I will move on to the second half of the animation, and I definitely will be tweaking it because I've thought like I've done a clean cut beginning to end. The beginning is this many frames for animation of in and outs, and then out and in. To the point where I think it's gonna be, oh my gosh, burps. There we go. To where I'm gonna extend probably the beginning half and then shorten the back half because I still have to work it within overall 5 seconds. But I really have 3 seconds of solid animation with no other transition or anything supporting it. So it's a solid 3 seconds that I have to tweak, and well, frankly, it's like it's getting there. I have a lot of cleanup. I know. As a matter of fact, that was probably what I spent a lot of time earlier today doing, was cleaning up some of the frames I knew that were just have features that were bugging me in the animation. So I made sure I got rid of those, and now it's a little bit cleaner. I have quite a few frames that I know I'm gonna go back through, and hopefully eventually I'll stop tweaking and messing with it, and I'll say I'm done. And then there's the whole fun. Oh, I'm overly dramatic. I have way too much emotion in my voice, yes. Like my dramatic sneeze that never happened. But yeah, this is the first half so far. So, how is everyone else doing? Because before I jump into this, no, I'm not going to procrastinate. No. What is it? Bruce Lee said, just do it. I really hacked away at the wise words he once said, which is pretty much just do it. So, with that, now I don't like this frame. That one has to be redrawn. A lot of these frames have to be redrawn. But they're placeholders for what I want to have happen. And that is because I believe, yeah, these three are all copies of the same frame. So they are just altered inside. Oh yeah, I'm animating to death. It's Halloween time, so why not? I'll just become... I don't know, it'll take me a while to become skin and bones if I was to animate until I became skin and bones. So, we'll be here a while if that's gonna happen. Because I ain't no thin rail. Well, I never have been. Oh, that's too much. So, in Krita, the thing I'm fooling around with is actually the what is it? The opacity of the previous and last frames. Higher it is, obviously. The lower it is, it's the lower. So one of the things I'm gonna be working on is trying to break down this. Don't stop the drama. I have too many gloves. I have this glove. And I found... Okay, well, I guess I don't have too many gloves anymore because I lost the third one I thought I had, but it's not here on the desk. So if I ever say I don't have a glove, then we know I've really messed up. Alright, so my choice is either I redo this frame because I don't like the back of that head. It's way too flat. Now in this particular frame, I do have to start drawing in some of the landscape just behind the hand here, but very little. I'm not gonna do too much, and I'm gonna be using this whole section kind of as the cutoff point. I can draw landscape on the left side of this, where it's sort of nothing on the right. And then obviously this one does a nice sweep where it's the hand. And this is another frame that I want to clean up and render a bit more cleanly with the whole hand and was it line depth. In the end, I'm trying to match this art style right here that's done throughout a lot of this. So there's a lot of cleanup that's going to go on for just that purpose. And that's just a lot. It's a lot of work. Matching other people's, artwork is can be rather tough at times, especially when you're, because like I said, like these are all the same frame, and this is a pretty close copy, and then I start adjusting and saying nope, I got to give more three-dimensional because we got this turn coming on. What's going on here? Boom, 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 and there. So I do know that I want a frame here between these two, and this is pretty solid in the movement. Is that this Doppler effect is now going from I'm close to the hand to now pushing away from the main character as quickly as possible to get to our end step of being far away. And that's where I was also saying, like, my timing, I feel like I could put more weight on the beginning half of this and have that animation run a little bit fast, like not faster, but longer. And then kind of cut these a little bit quicker. Like it gets to that point where the apex of it is the transition, and then we pull away from it, and then ease outward. So it's like a very quick pull away, and then just a little bit slower as we get towards the end of it. And then that's where the fade into the actual real footage happens again. So this is all happening as a pre-animatic of sorts. I'm getting a lot of this framing and timing done now. And then I'm going to put it together with the footage that I cut up and see what it looks like as like stage one. Here's the first run through, and then go further and say, okay, I want this timing more in this section, and then start going through doing cleanup and more adding extra frames. So that's why I don't have every single frame that I want drawn, just enough to get it very nice and smooth and how I feel it's gonna be. Diggersby. You play the Pokemon community game. What's going on in the chat and Twitch if you have a chance? So, actually, I do want to shift this so it's not in my face completely, but enough. Okay, I nearly destroyed everything by nailing my knee into the one metal post that's underneath here. There we go. Go full live screen. Boom, full action. Then, so in these frames, I'm actually going to probably focus more on getting the character and less about the background at this stage. Because I have some of the frames obviously that have the background in it. But I definitely want to take the time and either create a panoramic that can be used, or design something afterwards, or I just go in here and hand draw them each, which is going to be the longer portion of my work if I end up doing that. The only nice thing is that if I do a nice panoramic, of what the scene is, of how the camera angle moves, I can just have it slide over and simplify my animation, because I'll have a full panel that I'm just working my way towards, and then I have all that space that's worked out. So that's why I'm going to focus on just the characters in each of these frames as I work on the second half, to simplify the work that I'm doing right now. And right now, again, I want the focus to be on where the character is in the middle, in the main part of this camera movement in the end. So again, I won't be drawing the background that much. These frames are all the background that will be there for the time being as we continue on. And again, I'm using Krita if anyone's curious. It's pretty it's free. They don't sponsor me. And all this this is the one thing I'm going to have to change around with my lighting, because there's so much glare and a microphone in my way. I'm trying to get that. Yeah, that works a little bit better. Actually, that's going to fall. There, now that works a bit better. Aha.
Don't worry. Don't worry. Be happy now. Don't worry. Be happy.
I should have a karaoke night. I usually sing when I'm doing animation, but I have the music playing, so. So I don't have a heck of a lot of options. Make sure I have that open. Okay, good. Alright. We will minimize that portion. I just want to make sure I have chat open. So I can. There we go. Now I have multi-chat open. That's what it should be. So in case you are watching, I do have Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube that I'm streaming to, if you have a personal preference. Alright, so now we're going to flesh out some more of this character. And the pink, magenta, purple, depending on how you feel, is my previous frames, and then the green is the next frames that I'm working with. So the onion I have is set to be rather low opacity, but enough so I can reference where I am in space, and what transition or what section I'm trying to move towards. And again, the idea of this whole style is to be hand drawn, because that's what the original art style was, is a hand drawn picture of this person, and it's just trying to carry that same feeling from that beginning moment across to a transition from one live action of where that, you know, was on a piece of paper to the actual action that this gentleman is on the beach, arms wide open, just so, you know, very similar to how the actual image was drawn, or in this case the sketch was drawn on the in the pad, you know, sketch pad that was taking a shot of. So saw this, and I forgot the documentary. I saw it being advertised. I was looking at the trailer and I saw this moment and I go, that would just be perfect for me to make this little short animation, a little simple 3-5 second animation transition using that artist style and render of themselves, would it, you know, in the end, and make this transitional animation. I will turn up my opacities. So again, I'm taking some liberties in the designs of this, because I'm taking a two-dimensional figure, two-dimensional sketch, and trying to make it 3D. I'm giving it a lot. Giving it some character. I'm trying to draw from that sketchy feel of designing a human. So that's one of the things I'm not doing on this, is I could pull up reference and try to be more, more precise on the portions. I want to be precise enough, but I also want it to be that sketchy feel. That it's not see, one of the things I'm doing wrong is there. I might need to do a little bit more turn on that, but Nope, went a little too far for what I wanted. Alright, so again, we're just trying to pull out this character, this originally sketched character design, and keep this feeling of a sketched person. And I will be playing with portions, because I'm really, like I said, I'm just kind of pulling this out of, I have that sketchy feel where it's not like I could be drawing this for out of memory more so, which I am essentially. Actually, I do want the previous one more. I want the new. They had a lot of ribs, kind of a lot of cut-ins, so I'm trying to utilize that also in this design. I might be going a little too small on this, but I can always adjust that after the fact. So let's concern ourselves with getting the frame done. A little bit less back. I do want to exaggerate some of it, because in the end, I want the feel of this, of the character to really kind of come through as this was it this revelation, this moment of coming to that their dream, the object of what they drew has come true. They've done what they sketched and what they dreamt of doing for themselves. So I want to keep that alive. Some of the little details. And I know that they're wearing shorts, so that's pretty much what I'm gonna try to portray on this character. It's the shorts that they're wearing while at the beach here. I don't have to be too visually accurate because the shorts themselves are in deep shadow, so there's not a great amount of detail that we're transitioning to. So what I will end up having is more of a self-render of what I believe it should look like. And then I'm following down this spine. There, let's move downward and see if we can get more of the shirts rendered in there. Then I might as well just go through and do. And I know that the back will be in shadow, but we won't worry too much about that just at the moment. I do feel like I need to. He had quite a few ridges going down. I should probably count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think was total. Oh no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then down to 9. Okay, yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess I could put in another, because again, I'm staying consistent with the original design. I'm just translating it into 3 dimensions for the sake of the animation. Because I decided to do a turnaround, like a whole full body turn. And I'm not trying to take away anything from that, and I'm not trying to reinvent their character. I'm just trying to take their design and go, this is what they came up with, and this is what I was able to design based upon that original character that they had. So a lot of times this is like what you might end up doing is working somebody else's work, fill in time between your own projects. That's very off. And we do have the scapula. So we'll make sure that fits in there. This side. So then, oh my gosh, I just realized how thin I made his body compared to his neck. And it's because I am trying to follow the previous design. So we'll redo the head. That's where my portions are off. Okay. Is what it is. Trying to follow the body movement and body. Just connect that, because I know the neck's going to be in there somewhere. Well, make sure it's not fully connected. And that's the major shoulder, which then leads to seems to work. Which then leads to there we go, got a thumb in there. Finger, knuckle. Quite the portions that are needed. Works for now. Works for me for now. Again, I definitely feel like I don't want to spend too much time on rendering a hand when I know I'm going to be coming back and recreating it and redrawing. So will be still a little bit oversized. Change these portions a bit later. Been making a little bit too sausagey. Is there ever such a thing as too much sausage? No. No. Making more sausage. Oops. Oops. Oopsies! We went a bit too far the one way, no. Must recorrect. Turn. There we go. Yes. As these fingers go. I'm taking way too much time on a finger because I don't know. I particularly like this angle of drawing a hand, so I try to do it more often. I guess it's unnecessary for me to spend this time, especially because I feel like I'm overworking it, overdoing it. Hiccups. Where are you coming from? That's enough. No, not getting enough. Flip it back and get some. See if we can get it right. Angle ahead. Again, not really using reference lines of like, hey, I should use this shape. Just kind of going off of what the previous design was. Because that's kind of what this is it's a transitional of their original artwork in through this animation. Not a heck of a lot of alteration, just enough to play with it while it's in a different space. Got the ear. There we are. Now this feels a lot better. what I just previously had, so that works. Was it all writing is is just rewriting? Same thing with drawing. All drawing is just redrawing. You just keep hashing out the same thing over and over and over again. Just different angles, different characters, slightly, different alteration of how that character is rendered. Just, that's what drawing. Drawing is just redrawing. Of course, let's go ahead and take a quick look. We're going to turn off the yes. So this is where we were. We're actually going to turn off the onioning so we can see it. So that's where we were. This is where we go. This is what we're end up being. Now I did say that this is one of the renders of the characters I need to get rid of because I don't like it. It was a quick drawing to go, I need this in for reference. This is quite a bit of the design of the original character that I want to keep, so... And it fits well with this one, which is another frame that needs to be redrawn for the character-wise, not necessarily the background, because, like I said, the background will be its own little figure, own little rendition, and we'll go through that. And, probably, like I said, I think it'd be best to make it as a full panoramic, so I draw it once, and just have it pan across in the direction I need it, so I'm really saving myself a lot of effort than to redraw the same thing over and over again. And especially where I can have that cut off and behind the character when it's fully rendered, and have those two overlay properly and move along in the same path. So I know that there's like a muscle that goes here. That's a tendon. I might have made this neck a little too big, but these are all things that get fixed over the course of the work here. For now, this is working out really well. And I don't plan on making the back completely dark. I do need to make sure I have enough information, but at the same time, we're taking it from a non-fully sunlit portion to a sunny real-world situation. Yeah, all this little shading and such I don't necessarily have to do. At this very moment, I just feel like adding. Sure, I can keep some of the roundness in these. What am I doing? I need to move on to the next portion. This is me lollygagging. It is important, but at the same time, I'm lollygagging. Alright, so what's the next frame I want? I know that this is actually probably more there, so I might want another frame which is closer, because I want to ease out of it. Turn back on the onion. So now I have another picture. It's like another image between the one I just drew and again my peak of the animation, this peak of the transition from no landscape to now the landscape is being shown and brought into this. Actually, now that you can see this, part of me wants that this arm to be I'm gonna definitely have to redraw this arm, but I definitely want it to be further out. Just a little rotation downward. Because of the angle of which I'm looking at this. I'm gonna have to redraw the hand. But this is closer to the angle of which I want that frame to be. Because yeah, I want the arm to be further out than what it currently is, because it's really a big deep sweep, or not sweep, but sweep. Goodness, I feel like I got a lot of burps. Being disgusting. Burpy, 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 burpy. All right, so then I have an arm that's nearly as big as this previous one. Hand bigger than the green. Same thing with the head. So again, this is all I'm doing. I'm trying to draw a tween between these. That it'll smooth out the movement, the render of this animation. And this is relatively quick, so there's more gaps that are going to occur because they're tighter, and therefore it's going to larger movement in a shorter period of time. Okay. See, even my previous one, I think I need to make his body a bit wider. That's what I'm about to do. See, I also don't have as many ribs designed on that. Okay, well then that's a portion that's going to be a big deal. So again, I'm trying to draw something between the green and the magenta purple. I know that if I get my character right, I'll have the environment. The environment will be led by this character and how I render it. So a lot of what I'm trying to focus on is the character. Making sure that I'm rendering this, which again is the main feature, proportionally how I want it. I want them to be in the environment. And really my previous drawing is dictating quite a bit, which I can always adjust another one of the renders to be slightly different, and I want things on the right are going to be bigger than the stuff on the left, so that's what I'm trying to keep that part of every rendition of this. Because that's important. Keep portions much as the same as possible. on green. Dark, 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 dark. All right, and scapula. Then we got got part of the beard and mustache. It's around the edge. And a good portion of which. We're going between the green and the pink and keeping that. It's that consistency. That is definitely awesome. So let's redo it then. We're getting that ear. Alright, itching my ear. Here we are. We're just working out again some of this tweening, getting more and more of this feel of our character as they're getting this movement around in the Doppler effect. Right, so this is the opposite. And not following along too much. It's got to be smaller, right? I believe it does. As long as you believe. No, that's too deep. Suckers don't go back that far. There we are. Better. perfect, but definitely a shot that can be worked with. Tweaked a bit more. Do. There. Alright, turn off the onion. Oh, I didn't put in a hand. So let's see the hands that we got. Go between. This main finger. Ah, that's wrong. That's wrong. Just making the mini sausages. Pinky in there, get a little bit. Ring finger in there. And these are getting way too small. Way too small. So, it might mean I need to redo that one. But yeah, I was making those fingers way too small. Yeah, the cartoonist in me is trying to render these a little bit faster. Which way? Which way? Is this actually wrong? Oops. Oops. Just wrong. Alright. Like I said, I'm gonna be drawing this pretty much all evening. Trying to get more of it done, so by all means, if you have a project you're working on, find the opportunity now to pull it up and start working on it. I mean, I usually, whenever I'm working, I either put on somebody else doing some ink drawings themselves, and just kind of listen along. As I do my own thing. That's way too much, but we can work that. There we go. I feel like we got a lot better. What we were aiming for. It's still off, but it's not awful. So I still definitely want to tweak it a bit more here and there as I continue working. But like I said, I want to get a good portion of what it is that I want done. Kind of do a play blast of it for myself. Go. So it's in between both of them. I want to say this hand needs quite a bit more alteration. See if I can do it right now. Or I had to do this with the original hand, if I'm not mistaken, too. Get more of that. It needs to be bigger. Because it's not a perfect hand. Is anyone's hand perfect? No, it's not. Alright. Got, I think I got a decent frame. Horrible frame. It will be worked on. But I also want to take a look at... what? We're gonna go from 40. We're gonna go from 39. Coming back. 39. 39. We're gonna look at stuff. I'm just gonna isolate the animation. I don't even want to look at that last frame. Because we got it going. The onion. Here, 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 here. And then that's just too much of a jump. So that needs to be. It's my placeholder, but it needs to be done. It needs to be redone. And even this needs to be cleaned up, especially on this left arm, to make sense of it. But of course, this was kind of a placeholder, quick sketch of what I wanted, major keyframes. These are a bit more cleaned up. What I'm looking for, that sketch design from the original art piece. It's all hand drawn. So we transition. I'm definitely gonna have to work on the back of this head quite a bit more. Oh, that does. There we go, we have a little bit better. Still don't like that portion. Okay. Something to work on, but not at this very moment. Because I need to work on this hand. This hand. That left hand. I don't like it. But it's part of... Yeah, because it doesn't quite match as well. The arm works pretty well, but the hand looks awkward. Yeah, it looks really awkward. Okay. But this one just looks awful. So, this is going to be one of my major changes. Oh, I'm losing frames here every so often.
was about an hour ago according to it, so it was near the beginning.
Coffee makes the world go round. Or at least spin really, really, really fast if you have too much caffeine. Whee! I can't spin in the chair because I have headphones on. If they were wireless, then I'd be free. I'd be wire free and wouldn't strangle myself with the cord. So, caught myself for a moment there, almost did a full spin. Just caught that cord. I really don't like this frame. I know I'm gonna have to redo it. And as for my spacing, so got that, just into this, then these. So it's very similar kind of in and out. I'm making this the maximum. So when it goes to this, this, into this. Yeah, I definitely need to work on that hand. It'll be a problem spot for me that will get fixed. But I got my placeholder. I'm seeing a little bit more with that left arm still. And then this is just off because I even have the angle of which the shoulders are matched up wrong. Because I've not moved upward. Whereas for like this render is upward, but it still has this plane of which things are level. So again, that's where I'm trying to end at. I almost feel I just need to delete this frame. Same thing with this one. I know where I'm aiming for. And those are just gonna... Now this is my second iteration. So I'm gonna save. I'm going to delete this frame. It's just it. I don't like it. It bugs me. I'm gonna move the keyframe. So I'm trying to get to this, which then ends up being more pulling out of it, and then we get the fade into the real world, which is our end result here. And as you can see, my animation is going to try to be this little diagram. The amount of time, and then of course ease in, so speed of motion. And this is speed of motion of the camera, more so, is how it feels. Camera is consistently moving in one. And I'm sorry, I misspoke. This is not necessarily the in and out of the or the motion of the camera. This is the motion of character, compared to the camera being a consistent arc that's kind of trying to go around them. That it's actually a shallow arc. So what is it? Character. Characters here. Got arm. Got arm. Camera itself. It's following this. It's following that kind of motion crossed, while also keeping its focus on the character. So I have two motions that are occurring, which then this is going to go around like this again, still keeping forward. I'll even do this. So now that my arc's a bit different. My character arc. So it's moving into this position, which is then moving into, as we try to. So this is generally the motion of my camera is always this. It's a shallow arc in the end. So this is what I'm trying to render out. And the movement, which is why it's very dynamic, because I'm doing this Doppler effect of getting kind of coming close to the character and then sweeping on by. Hence the reason when you see these hands come up. When you see these hands, I like the render of this character, but it's very, very thin, so to a point where I'm kind of like scary thin for what this character has been. So we're gonna beef it up a bit. Feel like a lot more to do with. Well, we're gonna. There. It looks a lot better and more consistent in shape morphing. Still gotta work on that hand. But so we got this kind of like a lower portion as we kind of pull up and go up. Just start moving upward to get this shot, which eventually we're gonna be up higher than they are. Well, actually, our end shot is pretty much parallel. It feels with their arms, so that's what our end game is. Our end game is slightly underneath, but then kind of try to pull in and make sure it's right there. Actually, give or take, I might have to redo these frames now. Think about it, because like you've got this, and somehow I go to more of a lower half look at this character. I think I may have rendered that wrong. I think I've pulled so in this case my camera angle too low. Is it too low? It's possible I did make it too low. Because I kind of feel like I pulled underneath the arm instead of keeping the arm parallel. Because like this, that. You know what? I think I did. I got inconsistent with my movement of the camera. Can I salvage the shot and move the arm in such a way that it looks like it? I bet you I could. I think it's just the arm, really. And maybe even slight shift. No, that won't. That's not gonna be what I want. No. No. That's what I really, really want. More like that. Because actually, that's that already kind of feels so much better than what I had before. It really does. Because now it feels more like the hands are parallel because, yeah, I think I drew the arms way too high for the left arm. And that's why we do this, because like something's gonna look off, or it's gonna look right. In this case, it looked off. And now we fixed it. Mostly. I mean, there's still, I might have to go through and render the whole frame again, at least or at least redraw the arm. Because all I've done is kind of shape morphed it a bit. Same thing for this one, where it's just the arm is too high. So let's go in. There. Pull it on down. Extend it outward a bit more. I do feel like it wants to be extended. So that's good. That's good. Still got it a little too high though. Fortunately, I have the word angle in the middle of that. Oh, fine. If that's the case, let's make sure we put it over there. I want to move this. So that's my little note saying, is it a little too high? Is it? Not go underneath too much. So my hope is to have this done by the end of the week. So hopefully next Saturday on Saturday Morning Webtoons, I'll be moving on to another, but pretty much going over this pretty, extensively and what the end results are. So come Thursday, well, actually, if I'm not mistaken, Thursday, I'll be... Lizzie invited me to do something with them late in the evening while I'd be streaming. It's something drawing. It's drawing related, so it's artsy and stuff. I don't like this arm is really what's bugging me, but I'm gonna keep it here because it's my placeholder and I know I'm gonna have to re-render it. I just don't like this arm. It's gonna bug me, but I need it in its place for the simple fact of just this is gonna show me get my timing down. And then I'll go through and have to clean up. Oh, will I have to clean up? This hand is inconsistent. That arm is just not. The rest of the body I'm pretty okay with. The left arm I still need to tweak a little bit. As a matter of fact, I feel like this. Yep, the arms will have to be redone. Because they're both bugging me. Can't draw it right the first time. Just draw it again. Right, so I have 39 to 50. So you can see how fast we're moving away from our character, and it should slow down essentially because that's that Doppler effect. We're gonna look like we're moving real fast because an object is really close to the camera, and then we're gonna slow down as it pulls further away, and you get more of a wide angle. So what is it? Perspective dictates speed in many cases. So yeah, where objects that are closer to a camera look like they're moving faster, whereas for objects further away look like they're moving slower in comparison. And that's the effect we're essentially getting across as we're doing this. I have to say I do like how this one turned out. This frame looks really nice. This one needs a lot of cleanup. This one needs to be finished and cleaned up. But that movement is essentially what I'm looking for. Like, let's just go to 0. Let's see how it looks up to that point. So it all together. So I've drawn 2 frames in here. I'm doing real good if it's an hour and a half and I've drawn 2 frames that I want. Well, a frame I want and a frame I want to fix, but still, it's in the realm of what I want. I might have made him a little too thin as I'm trying to pull away, and especially on the other side, because like if I look at how bulky I have him in the front, it almost feels like I've taken so much of it away when I get to the back, get to their back. And that's something I'm going to have to address. Plus, I can see some inconsistency in the lower abdomen and the shorts. I like what I have. I know that there's like I've constantly been saying, there's a lot more cleanup and work that needs to be done. But my timing, I feel I'm getting pretty good, pretty well. Pretty spot on to what I want, and I'm noticing there's a necklace missing in a moment. 2 moments. There. Essentially there too. But here. And there. So, for my own sanity, I'm going to render it. I'm gonna put it in there. So okay, so green is where I'm going, pink is where I was. So given that. I don't feel like I was completely consistent between these. You know, how many beads are rendered. But you know. That's the sketch necklace. As long as it exists in every frame. Oh. Yep. Again, green is where we're going. Purple is where we were. And we're doing real nice, getting it in between these two, the purple and the green. set the... Is a bit thicker, so it has that idea that these are closer. Whereas for the lines on the back, it's a little bit smaller. So, and then it's disappeared by that point. So there, now the necklace is in. Should be in every shot. There we go. As it disappears. Just one of those little details here. I'm gonna try to stay up all night. Get more frames done. Get more working in. And you know, if you're out there and you need some help with your own work, by all means, I do have my Boogie the Boogie Discord open. I have an invite down below in the Twitch about, so you can always come in, join, say hi, and you can always show off your stuff. And I'm more than willing to sit down with you and go over it. And we can assess what you feel is going right, what you feel is going wrong, and see if two heads can make something come together. And this is something I appreciate. Something I did a lot in school when I was going to Eastern. I did a lot of critical thinking with fellow students, and I enjoy it very much because, again, it not only am I helping you, but it's also helping me because it's allowing me to see a whole different thought process and see how we can help one another. So it's coming along. I'm gonna constantly be saying I need to clean it up, but because it's really like that's probably what the most. The one thing that's getting hung up in my head about it is like it's not clean. Well, of course it's not clean. I'm still working out a lot of the kinks. So in my head, it's like I want it cleaner. I want it cleaner. No, it's got to be dirty and gritty right now. And then we clean it. Now, I do like my portions I kept on the first half, and I think I'm starting to lose it on the second half of this animation now. So, probably one of the things I'm gonna sit here and fiddle with is I feel like I'm losing it somehow, and I need to bring it on back. Because like this, it's this whole chest. It feels like it's not as large as it should be. Now, let's just, because we will. I feel like I want to definitely warp it and get it to be more. Same time, I need to bring this in a little bit, bring this downward maybe, and then same thing with this, need to bring it down and in, but I want a bigger shoulder. Also bring that upward, that down. That protrude a little bit more, and then maybe bring this inward, because a lot of Same thing. Gotta get this hourglass kind of shape, but still at the same time, like I want a wider. I want it to feel like the chest is bigger. See, that'll turn inward. Yeah, I'm gonna have to widen the hips just some more. I do have the. I also have the pink, the magenta, which is the previous shot. As I'm messing with this, to try to be. Actually, it looks like I need to adjust it, but I'm gonna go. Get that. We're gonna go back. Feel. I'm gonna also need the lower half of this body as I'm doing this. It's a warp because we need this come outward, a little bit there, this to come up, out. Now this is a part of also, like I need that back. So again, we're trying to make this character feel wider. Which means that I need to pull out that left arm further from the body. Feels like overall I want it to be larger than it is. Maybe that's just what it is. Is it possible I'm looking at this character and it's like, you know, you're not. Because this is really in the end like what it's quite possible what I feel like I'm missing then. Because I got rid of the previous frame and I was trying to work between two, and it's like I didn't feel like it's consistent. I think this is what I was missing. And not only that, but this is more consistent with how I'm trying to sweep away into this. Again, I am going a little bit smaller than the previous. Just a little bit. I think that's closer to the movement I'm looking for. Let's look. Overall, then, that feels a lot smoother, a lot cleaner, and consistent with the turn. Not perfect, but you know, it's closer. Especially with how fast I want it to go into that next stat frame. And we're starting to slow down, but still turn and get, you know, turn and come work our way away from them. Because I got two movements. Not only am I turning a few degrees each time, I'm also pulling away. And then few degrees each time as it's doing this. Zeroed in on them. Fingers are the angle of which the camera's pointing, which is doing this arc of that. Which is, it's not linear, it's more of like, ooh. There's its own little arc, it's just a little short.
It's a little short arc. Just a short arc.
And that feels like I've worked out a lot of feeling like I put the angle too high. I mean, it's still a little high in that one shot, but I have it worked out a little bit more as we move into the final moments and getting to more rendered at the beach. Did I kind of make him tilt backward? I feel like I did. Buddy, you're too tilted. You are tilted. That's not what I want. That's not what I want either. I want the rotation. Again, it's going a little bit smaller. I don't like how high that particular character is. So I might end up, because my end result is going to be, they're going to be relatively low. And why not just start getting that angle in there, going that direction to where I know that that's where they're going to be. The only thing I have to do is enter in at this point. Like I said, these certain frames are more in my way. So we'll just delete it. It's a copy of the previous one anyway, so it's not like I've done anything tremendous. It's because I want this end where that to end where this is, essentially. So I got all these steps and iterations to go from there to there. And here I slow up just a little bit and then just ease into the end. And so we get more gaps. Yeah, because like this next one's gonna have a 3 gap into what I want. And again, I'll work in more frames to smooth out the whole animation overall. Like all the gaps I have now will more than likely get a frame when I figure out this is definitely the speed of the transition, the timing I want it, and then I'll finish out by making them and then cleaning up all the frames. But for now, this is what we got going on. All these yawns need to go away. Well, you know, I might have put in a camera at your place there, Phoenix. Just let you know. I can't get enough. I know you stream, but you know, there's just even that off time that I kind of just to get a little weird with you. It's late in the evening. Yeah, see, you knew it. You knew my eyes were on you even then. Couldn't hide it. Couldn't hide it from you any longer. What? Oh, you did that for me? Oh, buddy. Oh, see, I just thought that was something you were into, that behind closed doors. I didn't know. I didn't realize. Perfect. I I feel so close to you now, Phoenix. We have something truly, shared. Yes, you have a dungeon, even better, and not just for D&D, right? Because that's what my dungeon is, D&D. Right, so we have 3. Gonna. So how are you doing, Phoenix? Are you gearing up for your own stream here shortly? Is that right? What time is it? Oh my gosh, it is 9. Which, by the way, those of you out there, go catch Phoenix. He does a lot of gaming, a lot of fun, and especially if you can build up points. He's got so many nice things. Get up 2,000 and do the Bean Boozle every chance you get. He loves it. He loves every moment of those. So don't think you're wasting points. He loves it. He really wants you to do the Bean Boozle all evening. Or if you're really ambitious, you can do 5,000 and do the Fury 5. He's got that going on for all of you. Because he loves his audience so much, he's willing to torture himself for you. Hopefully I don't start any. But yes, Phoenix TV. X Phoenix with an extra X TV. I really need to get the shout out set up. I'm so lazy about doing that. And I've downloaded the program, I just need to put it all together. Do it. So I can be consistent and less fussy about it. Is that too big? I think the neck is too big now. The base of the skull. This is also testing my skills. Like, do I remember the turnaround? The human head? Because that actually could be a good study for me to do. Sit there and draw a human head and just do a turntable of it. Do 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 do. Did do that wrong direction. It's not the one direction, it's the wrong direction. There. I'm whistling. Whistle while you work. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Alright, so parts have to just, disappear while others are reappearing. So like this. If I were to follow. Follow this down the chest. Goes here. This. Thus. A little less rendered. There we are. And around the hips. Okay. Yep. There we are. This then. That then means that this has to be extended. Which means that I need to probably fix that previous drawings. Like I said, my left and right arm definitely need work at getting the portions right and how I feel they should be. That. There we go. Nope, I forgot. I'm like almost matching the exact same drawing. It's like, no, this arm gets to come outward. Quite a bit more at this stage. So we're getting more to show up. Not quite that. I almost still want to do the hand just because I know it's not going to turn out how I want, but... But don't fear it. Just go for it. got that for now.
We'll work this out.
Do 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 do. Well, see, this is also a thing I have to be consistent with. Things are not necessarily getting bigger. Well, oops, that's way too overshot. We went too far. Backpedal that. That feels a bit better. Then how do we want to do this hand? I don't know. Well, oh, that's mangy. That's a mangy hand. Maybe we can get a decent hand out of this, which, nope, I asked for too much. I already saw it not going the direction I wanted it. So let's flip, let's move up, let's get in here, let's get dirty. Get dirty with this. Bit. Don't know if I quite want. That feels a little bit better. I really do like drawing hands quite a bit, but it's also one of the it's a love-hate, because not only does it want to cooperate with how I see it, but when it works, it looks so great. So draw hands, just draw them all the time. It's one of those things that you can feel like I get it so inconsistently, and it's so true. I kind of curled the hand a little too much in the way I did that. Doesn't feel quite right. I mean, this is a little bit better, but it's not perfect. Like I said, when it works, it's so good. It's satisfying to draw a hand when it works. Oops. Frame. Oh yeah, frame 50. Which I'll go frames after or show. Again. See how this renders and we're getting there. We're getting there. Like I said, like I feel like we're gonna get to a point where I'm getting to a point where I'm actually about to collapse and fall asleep. I need more caffeine. I should have bought myself an energy drink because I knew it. Because I knew I wanted to work late. But those things will kill ya. Get your heart going and pop. Pop goes the weasel. Coffee's just gonna make me want to go to the bathroom more. Along with drinking water. So, these are all the healthy drinks that keep you awake. Because your bladder will be full and it just won't let you go to sleep. I think that's the angle of which I'm going in. So what goal do I want to set for myself? Do I want to try to get 2 more frames done and see how I feel in maybe an hour and a half? Or do I want to sit back and just enjoy an evening? Not that I'm not enjoying my work. I am. And part of this is that discovery of figuring out each frame and each moment and realizing like that one little mistake that I made was like, I don't like that. But if I hadn't drawn it in the first place, I wouldn't have seen it. And I wouldn't have gotten in my mind the aspect of what I really want to see. So sometimes we gotta draw crap just to get what we want. And I've drawn a lot of frames which I ended up redrawing or tweaking or kind of like cleaning up by doing a little bit more. And as that's come to be right here, is that's what I'm doing, is I'm cleaning up. I'm getting some sketches. Now the current ones I haven't put in a heck of a lot of detail, but I've gotten their shape down, their movement, their transition. And I feel that I got a nice foothold getting forward and moving forward with that. Because yeah, that's one of the aspects is cleanup. And I've said this so many times. Give your opportunity to clean up. Drawing is redrawing. Make those mistakes. See how it doesn't. See what doesn't look right, so you can make it look right. Don't be afraid of the mistakes. We all gonna make a bunch. The nice thing is knowing that you're not the only one that makes mistakes. That's the little thing. Yeah, that's the little trick, is knowing that you're not alone in that. And you don't have to be perfect the first time. It just makes things easier if you get it right the first time. But that's a rare occasion, so. In case we want another frame. So how much further along are we moving? We gotta push further away in the turn. More so. So again, the left arm is getting bigger while the right arm is getting smaller. We're keeping consistent with that aspect. And these shoulders are going to line up as we get closer to this render. So that's, again, I see further down the way the one I'm aiming toward. And that's when that's really what it is like, how many more stages do I need between my frame 50 here to my frame 70 to get where I'm going. And right now I'm going to start, it's going to keep a little bit more gap, and then as we get closer there's going to be 2, like every other frame. Whereas for now it's going to be every 2, every 2, every other, all the way down to that point. And that way, again, I'll have it transition into this, and kind of, as we get further away from our object, the movement is more subtle and slower, so I have more moments being held with very little change. Whereas for right now, we're moving away from our character. Our character's got a little bit more dynamic shift and speed to how we're transitioning them. So that's why we're going from these like bigger. Kind of, we gotta space it out a little bit, make a little bit bigger gap, but then we're gonna go and have a nice smooth out into our outro fade away. Now let's save again. I don't want it to crash on me suddenly and go, there, yeah, all your work's gone. So, the hand is still a little bit off. But I decided to curve the fingers around in such a way that made it weird. At the same time, this needs to be more aimed that way, but again, we will fix later. So, how many more frames do I really think I have then? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I feel like I have 7 more frames is what I'm going for. Now every frame I'm going to draw to is going to be tweaked in the end, to where I might go, well, I need a frame actually, like this is close to this instance, so I'll need an extra frame on it, in the front of it or back of it, before or after it, to smooth out them. So that's one aspect I got to keep in mind, is that, yeah, I'm not going to be consistent with everything, but I will make it consistent by the end. So let's get these frames in here. Right, so now we got more of a head turn that we got to deal with. So we're going to see less and less. And again, we're going downward because we are starting to make sure we're lining up with the image we have. It's a little too much. Take some of the lowering How much movement am I putting into this turn? Because now that's a... Is this appropriate? Is that the right? And what we're doing is, yes, this arm's getting slightly smaller, but it is also rendering more of the muscle. Which got... So we got a little bit. And then it's also extending it, because the character had fairly long arms from the sketch. Trying to keep that as we move in to these. I'm just drawing too many lines. Let's clean that up and go back. Nope, nope, nope. There we go. I feel like it's a little bit easier to do the left arm than it is to do the right arm, as it's going away from us and turning, and we're getting more squared on the shoulder. Guy's really buff in his drawing. Just gonna keep this going. Again, we're getting a little bit smaller this time too, because we're trying to push this character away from us. So there's a bit of like the top and the bottom are getting smaller as we do push them further and further away. But we're also then still shifting more to the left and then squaring off everything. And this is where I need to start making my mistakes, because if it looks wrong, I need to fix it now. So I'm going to do the best I can, what I think is the appropriate next frame. And work with that. Also want to make sure, so again, we are consistent with many of these aspects. I feel like there's, yeah. Gotta go smaller. We have to extend it. So let's rework this. So smaller but extended. Nope. Almost there. Almost there. Bit better. Getting there. This does have to kind of start upward. Those start disappearing because they are on the front of the body. Don't translate towards our back all that much. Over there. There. Then we got said that left arm is feeling a little bit easier to draw than the right, and the consistency of that transition so far. I think I'm lifting that hand up too high, turning it up too much to the, rotating it too much to our, this way. To a direction I can't quite say. Upward? There's the word. There's the word. I mean, I guess that is kind of direction of the hand going, or which way it's going. Hands are satisfying, but also at the same time very can you say, satisfying when they work. Are the bane of what you feel until it works. It's not quite the curl. Fitness fingers. Fingertips. You ever heard of They Might Be Giants? Fingertips. Fingertips. They have a weird song called Fingertips. And I think it's an Apollo 18 album. And there's about 9 or 11 that all say fingertips. Yep, it's one of those weird things. One of those weird things in the world. This works. Still very much wrong orientation, though. I mean, it is and it isn't. Like, that's kind of more what it should be like. It felt like I was pushing it too far up is what I felt from before anyways. So now it's no longer pushing upward. That's too smashed of a hand. We're getting... This is a hand I'm not gonna like because I know I'm not familiar with this angle that I want to render it in. So this is one of those times where I might want to go look at reference, see if I can find hand at the perspective I'm doing, just so I like, am I making sense of it? Does it look right? Because otherwise, all I'm doing is reaching down, deep down, and going, hey, I think the hand I'm going for should look like this. We got this because we're rendering this. And it looks close enough because I will definitely clean it up. Your bit. Feels a little too much. That's all. I feel like I should have made that ear smaller. What am I doing? There we go. There. Oh, we already got it. But you do like to make sure it's a little bit beyond. Why are you doing? There. No. No, it's just not. There we go. I can feel myself getting tired. No. The hands are wrong, but hands are wrong. But the back, for the most part, is the direction of which I wanted to start facing and turning, and getting that broad upper body that the character has from when we first start. Because like we can see how wide the upper body is, and I'm trying to keep that as we expand back outward, but keeping consistent also with the fact that I have a final frame that this character is not shaped like a triangle anymore. So part of it, I have to start morphing this image into them as well. Well, the second half is definitely the transformation more to being consistent with the actual character that, the human version of this, sketched person, sketched character. As we shift further and further. $230. Okay. Can I do one more frame? I think I can do one more frame. I think I can do it. Just like the engine that could. I think I can do it. Oh. Now I've been working straight for 2.5 hours. Well, for the most part, I've been sitting here for 2.5 hours. So I'm gonna do one more frame. I'm gonna feel really, really good too, because if I get one more frame done, not only did I draw 2 earlier today, but I've just drawn 3, and I'll draw a 4th one, so I have 6 frames done in this one day, out of everything else I've been doing, and that's quite something. That's an excellent feeling. Progress. That's what that feeling is. Progress. So, and again, I know I'm not going to always keep every single thing, and it's probably not going to be like I'm going to go and actually look at things like, I don't like that frame. I'm going to just delete it and redraw it or redo it or reposition things to make it feel like it's fast. It needs to be faster there. The point is that I need to draw them now. I need to get this out of my head. And that's what that's what I'm going to tell you. Just draw it. Get out of your head. Get the first rendition out of that head. Don't put off what you can do now. So, I'm going to go into this next sketch. I know the direction of all the body parts, and I definitely need to fix that right arm. So maybe I need to break from the mold that I've created for myself and just focus on making that arm. But be consistent. The body is getting wider. but it's also pushing away. So again, we got this dynamic of wider body, but we're getting more of a turn. So we're getting more exposure of the back. And I think I said I had 7, so I have 6 overall. So tomorrow I'd have another 5 frames I want to draw to get this done. And then Thursday I'll be drawing with Little Miss Lizzie. If you haven't seen her stream, please. Little Ms. M-I-S-S Lizzie, L-I-Z-Z-I-A. Go check her out. But tomorrow evening, I'll be hanging out with her, streaming myself, and having all sorts of artsy fun. Actually, I think, where are we going to play a game? I'm going to have to ask her, because I'm really inconsistent about my memory. But I'm just very proud that I remembered that I have plans to hang out with her and several other people and stream it all and just have fun. So that's why it's even more so. It's like, if I get this frame, I have 5 more frames to work tomorrow. And then Thursday, I can do a whole bunch of cleanup, get the animatic done, and maybe present that to y'all on that day. So, let's talk. More draw. More talk. More talk or more draw? Both? Both. Yuck. We got this. Don't we? Yes, we do, Goofy. Yes, we do. Now this might be quite a bit further along than what like in the turn, so I'm willing to do that because I want to see that change. And if I have to, I'll shift it off to the right a little bit, and then I'll go, I need a frame between these two. So we're fine. I just know that where I am and where I want to be, that's really what I'm trying to get here. As I'm trying to get to where I want to be, with as many frames that I need, but not every single one right now. Because I want to know what I need and then work from there. So again, our neck is getting wider because we are getting away from being flat back to, to everywhere. And I know that my head needs to be, I need to start rotating, getting that corrected. So that's another thing I'm going to have to work on for the previous frame. So we're breaking away from some of these little pitfalls that I've fallen into with the previous frame to make sure I'm more consistent moving forward with this. Very buff. Still got a little bit more hip to turn away, but we're definitely good point. Again, pulling waist, we got more shorts showing. I feel like I need to narrow this up actually a bit more because I feel like I'm coming down too much from this angle. Whereas for I need, so in that case I don't need that much around the hip. Maybe more so like that. How much? This is another part that I know I need to break away from what I'm been previously making to make new. What I have. That arm is still way too big. We did not make it proper for. So what I need is longer. I think maybe am I still working that head a little bit too? No, I think I just start this arm wrong. I'm starting it just like I do the previous one. That's also another possibility, is it needs to be just lower. If I can. And this is probably going to be my tougher frame because I'm trying to break away from what I do have previously, and I'm trying to think of, well, what do I have wrong? What do I have right? What can I do to make this look correct at this stage now? Part of which is definitely getting this scapula arm consistent. Am I going too long with the arm? Well, the biggest part is it is, again, I know I'm pulling away, so again I could be going too big or too small in certain portions. I'm trying to get that churn away. we are. My goodness, phone, keep chiming. What is in you? What's gotten into you? Darn hiccups. It's a bit better, but it's still not quite what I want. That works for that hand. Something wrong with these muscles. I know I'm not thinking of them correctly. It's like I should bring up a reference. Bring up a reference of where this muscle group works. Just thinking of my own. Maybe this does need. But then it feels like the arm is too high. Crud. What? Do 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 do. It feels pretty good for now with that hand. The other hand turned out all right. Here. I think we're doing all right. I really do need to work on that arm. Like, let's just go in and morph it and see what I get. Maybe that's because it's just something about it. One, it doesn't need to be that thick. So that's one thing. Consistency of that. Does need to be lowered. Which then I feel like that's where I'm getting the head. It needs to either be lower, rotate, like more like that. Extend and make the other side a little bit taller. And then kind of going, ooh. There we are. Muscles looking pretty sharp, pretty good so far. That works. Nope, I zoom in, zoom out. Alright, now we're up to the 56th frame. Let's go a little beyond those 60 frames and let's take a look at this grand scheme. Let's see how this is turned out. Need to work on the head on that last frame, but I do need to shift a little bit more to the left and make that waist a little bit smaller. And that last frame that I just drew. So there's some shifting. But there we are, 2 hours, 51 minutes. I was able to, I lost track. I want to say I drew 4 frames. 4 or 5 frames. I drew quite a bit in 3 hours. That's, and worked out quite a bit of kinks here and there. Gonna be cleaning up, gonna be doing at least 5 more frames is what I'm anticipating. Maybe 6. And I think we're getting again, zooming in. You can take a better look. And there we are. So far, so good. It's coming along. We're getting it done. We're cracking out at a steady pace. I'm very happy about that, especially in like less than 3 hours, really. I did a lot of work. Progress. And if you're able to come by and join, I'm going to start wrapping things up here. If you're able to come by and join, I appreciate it. So thank you, Phoenix, for coming by. chatting along. Thank you, Little Miss Lizzie, for coming in and also chatting along with me. And thank you for all of you out there for stopping on by, taking a gander. Yes, I said gander. One of them old-timey words. Coming on by, taking a look. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. If you do like what you've seen, please hit the follow, hit the subscribe, hit the like. Let everyone else know, and maybe find this on their own little time when they want to just take a moment, see how the process is, and see how crazy I can get mentally and get overly critical about my own work, because my goodness, I know I can do better. And that's the thing, is I'm going to draw crap first, and then I'm going to draw better crap to the point where it's shiny crap, and then we're no. Eventually it'll be the polished crap, but it'll be polished and nice and clean, and the transition will work out very lovely, and it'll work perfectly for this film, where again I'm taking a drawing of the artist that's in the documentary from their sketchbook, from a shot that was taken by the director, making this transition into a scene that has them at the oceans, at the beach, at the oceans, just at the ocean. I wanted to say something else, but I can't think of the word. But that's it. That's how it is. Words are eluding me. I'm losing steam. I feel happy. I feel good. I hope you do too. I hope you all have a wonderful, lovely rest of the evening. Play all those fun games. Have some non-coffee, and see you out there. So, this is the BoogieMan, dancing on out here. I'll catch you critters later. Bye.